G'day folks, it's Rico here, and today we're going to talk to you about winching basics. Now of course a winch is a fantastic tool to get yourself out of trouble in the bush, but a winch is only part of the equation. You can't use a winch correctly or safely without the right gear. Let's take a look at some of the gear that you're going to need to use your winch. So once you've got your winch, what is the gear that you need in order to use it safely? Well, there's three things that you need to have with you at all times. The first one is a tree trunk protector. The second, a winch dampener, and the third is a good pair of sturdy gloves. One of the rookie mistakes that we see being made all the time with new winch owners is that they don't take the rope off of the winch and put it back on under tension. The reason that you need to do this is so that when you go to use the winch the second time, the rope hasn't bitten into itself and gotten all jammed up. The first thing you'll need to do is take the winch rope off of the winch. Now at this point, if it is a little bit tight, don't be afraid to use the winch motor to wind it out. Once you've got your rope unspooled, you'll then need to anchor it to a suitable winching point. A big tree like this is just the ticket. What I like to do when I'm putting the rope back on under tension is to find a gentle slope. That way the winch is going to be bearing the load of the vehicle, but it's not going to be too much strain. Okay, now it's time to winch the rope back onto the spool under tension, and here's where you're going to need the help of a mate to help guide that rope on evenly. When you are winching, a handy tip is to remember what we call the 30-30 rule. That is to winch for 30 seconds and then give your car's electrical system a break for 30 seconds. It doesn't matter how good your batteries and your alternator are, they simply can't keep up with the power demands of a winch. Okay, now that your winch rope is on the spool nice and tight and evenly, what I like to do is put the last couple of meters on just under the tension of hand. That means it's nice and easy to unspool next time if I'm in a hurry. Now that our winch is ready for use, we found ourselves a little hill so we can demonstrate a basic winch recovery. And we're going to do what's called a single line pull. The very first step is to make sure that your vehicle is safe and secure and it isn't going to roll away once you hop out. The next step is to unspool the winch. To do this, we need to disengage the clutch, which will allow the winch to spool freely. The next step, and one of the most important steps, is to select your anchor point. A big tree that's well rooted is always going to be a safe bet. Avoid trees that are half dead or don't look like they're going to support the weight of your vehicle. Now it's time to use our tree trunk protector. This is placed low around the base of the tree, and this is done so that we don't ring bark the tree and also helps avoid damage to our winch rope or cable. Now we can attach our winch rope to the tree trunk protector, and this is done using a rated bow shackle. Before you start winching, it's vital that you use what's called a winch dampener. This is placed on the rope closer to the hook than the vehicle. Now in the event of a line breakage, this is going to help slow the whole process down and bring the rope to the ground. When it comes to winching, the number one golden rule is always safety first. Now that everything's attached, that winch line is now what we consider to be live, which means everybody needs to stand clear while we're winching. Clear for winching! Well, there you have it. That's a basic winch recovery. Now there's a couple of points that you need to remember. First of all, don't winch any further than you need to. Be easy on the gear. And the second thing is, before you pack the gear up, give it a thorough inspection to make sure that it's safe to use next time. To see more advanced winch recovery tips, make sure you check us out at offroadadventureshow.com.au.